Hello, this is a video on how to play Chickenfoot. Now, Chickenfoot is a dominoes game. And so the objective of the game is to play multiple rounds, and you want your score at the end of the game to be the lowest. The player with the lowest score is the winner. So you can play Chickenfoot dominoes with any double domino set. A double domino set is a set of dominoes such that you have double dominoes where the number of dots on each side, when there are dots on each side of the domino. A double sixth set of dominoes is a double set of dominoes where the highest double domino is the sixth domino. And here we will be playing the game with a set of double six dominoes. However, you can play with any set of double dominoes, double six, double nine, double 12, or any other double set. Each player gets 5 tiles at the beginning of each round. So notice how I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles. Each round starts with a lead double. In a game played with a double six domino set, the first round starts with double sixes. So since we are playing with a double six domino set, the player who had the double six domino, in this case Amy, played the double six domino. The game starts with the highest double domino. So if you're playing with a double 12 domino set, the player with the double domino of 12 would be the first player to play. If you're playing with a double 9 domino set, the player with a double 9 domino would be the first player to play. The first round, so since we're playing with a double 6 domino set, from now on it will get repetitive if I mention all 3 domino sets. So we will just play in terms of the double 6 domino set, but if you're playing with a double 9 domino set or a double 12 domino set, just apply the same reasoning starting at the higher number. So in a game played with a double 6 domino set, the first round starts with the double 6 domino because that is the highest double domino. Subsequent rounds start with the next lower double domino. So since we're playing with a double 6 domino set, subsequent rounds start with a double 5 domino, then the double 4 domino, and so on. If no player gets the double to start that round, in this case Amy got the double to start the double 6 domino round in the first round. If no player gets the double to start that round, then players take turn drawing 1 tile from the boneyard. The boneyard is the leftover dominoes after you have distributed 5 dominoes to each player. Each player continuously draws from the boneyard until one player gets the double to start that round, which is then immediately played. In this case, since Amy had the double domino, we do not have to worry. Once the lead double domino is played, matching tiles are played on all 4 ends of it before any other tile can be played. So in this case, a matching tile would be one that matches the value on the domino. In this case, the value on the domino is 6, and we have a matching tile with a 6 here. Matching tiles must be played on all 4 ends before any other tile can be played. Notice how Dan had to pass there. This is because Dan did not have a domino matching the let us pause here. Well, no. So notice what's happening here. Let's just talk about what happened. Notice how I had to pass and Dan had to pass. Notice the rule. Matching tiles must be played on the double domino in the center before any other tile can be played. Tiles are played by matching the number. In here, in this case, we match a 6 and join it to an adjacent 6. You get rid of dominoes by matching the numbers. You cannot play any other domino until the domino in the center, the double domino, has 4 matching dominoes. forming a chicken's foot. You must form the chicken's foot before any other tile can be played. If a player cannot make a move, so in this case, I did not have a 6, other than the one I played. After I played my first 6, I did not have a 6. If a player cannot make a move, they draw 1 tile from the boneyard. Notice how I had 4 tiles by playing 1, but then I drew 1, so I'm back to 5 tiles. If a player cannot make a move, he or she draws 1 tile from the boneyard. If the tile can be played, then it must be played, else the turn is passed to the next player. So I drew a tile, none of them had a 6, so I passed it, and it was Tom's turn. And so you'll just see us sort of get rid of dominoes now. So once again, the objective of the game is to have the lowest score. The objective of the game is to have the lowest score after all rounds have been completed. The score after each round is tallied up by tallying up the number of dots in your hand. So obviously this domino here is a lot worse for me to have than this domino. That is because this domino has no dots. Thus, I will not obtain any penalty. Versus here, I will obtain a score of 10. The higher your score, the worse. The player with the lowest score after each round has been finished has won. The objective of the game is to get rid of all your dominoes in an attempt to maintain the lowest score after every round by getting rid of the dominoes by playing a matching domino of a matching number. So now let's just we'll talk about the rest of the rules as we go, but I think this is quite a simple game and you'll see it. I'm actually going to talk about, we'll talk about this rule right here. Whenever a double domino is played in the game, it's called, you have to form another chicken's foot. So I'm going to play this double domino. Notice how so let's just talk about what happened there. Notice how when we played this double domino in the middle, okay, so we really have to actually talk about what just happened there because a lot just happened there. Notice how we played a double domino to start the round. We had to form a chicken's foot sequence by getting 4 dominoes all around. Similarly, we have to complete another chicken's foot each time a double domino is played. So 1, 2, 3, 4, with 4 matching dominoes touching the double domino. Whenever a double is played in the game, a chicken's foot must be formed. Every time a double domino is played, no other tile can be played until 3 tiles have been placed at the open end of the double, forming the chicken's foot. Similarly, as we did at the start, where I had to pass because I did not have a 6 at that one moment. Similarly, you are only allowed to play matching tiles whenever a double domino is played. So how we were only allowed to play a 6 when the double domino was played. Here, the only domino that could be played was a 4 touching this adjacently. If you did not have a 4, you could not make a move in the game. The game is called Chickenfoot because of this move. So, to sum up the game once again, the objective of the game is to be the player with the least number of dominoes in an attempt. The objective of the game is to get rid of all your dominoes in an attempt to have the lowest score after all rounds have been played. Each time a double domino is played, the only matching dominoes can be played until the chicken foot has been completed. A chicken foot is when 4 matching dominoes are touching the double domino. Dominoes are gotten rid of by matching dominoes. Dominoes are matched by playing the side of the domino that has the same number of dots. Without further ado, let's continue playing. Notice how she played a double domino here, Amy. Whenever a double domino is played, you can only perform a maneuver which will help complete the chicken's foot. In this case, we can only play dominoes that are matching the 3. So Tom, Dan, now, since we have completed that chicken's foot, we can continue on with our play. I'm going to start the formation of another chicken's foot here. Now another chicken's foot must be completed. This is the only move that can occur. Notice how Amy did not have a double 5, so she had to draw a domino from the boneyard. I had a double 5, I draw it from the boneyard. Amy did not have a double 5, so she drew it from the boneyard. Since the domino she drew from the boneyard did not have a 5 on it, she had to pass. Let's talk about something. If Amy drew this domino right here, it has a 5 on it. Therefore, she would have to play it instantly. If you draw a domino from the boneyard that can make a valid move on the same turn, you are required to play it. So here we will complete the chicken's foot. What just happened here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you pause the video and go back and add up, so let's just pause here for a second. If you pause the video and go back and add up all the dots on my dominoes, you will notice that they added up to 7. This is my score corresponding in the bottom right corner. The round is completed once one player has 0 dominoes. Once one player finishes the round, once a player has 0 dominoes, the round is finished. Each player scores the total number of pips, or dots, counted in their individual hand. After the end of the last round, the player with the lowest score wins. So now let's just play this out and you'll sort of see. Once again, notice that when we play the double domino, the only maneuver is the one that can complete the chicken foot. So the one where you can play with matching dominoes. Chicken foot is when you have 4 matching dominoes touching the double domino. In this case, I did not have a 5, and so there was no way that I could match with and help complete the chicken foot formation. Therefore, I was forced to draw a domino. The domino I drew did not have a 5 either, so I was forced to pass. If the domino I drew had a 5, I would be forced to play it. So notice how a double domino has been played. Therefore, the only dominoes that can be played are the ones that aid in the chicken foot. In completing the chicken foot. Whenever a double domino is played, the chicken foot must be completed before any other move can be made. Since the chicken foot has been completed, I can now make another move. Notice how another double domino is played. Therefore, the only move that can be made is when the chicken foot is completed. Notice how Amy just drew a domino because she did not have a domino with a 4 in her hand. However, the domino she drew had a 4. If you draw a domino that can be played validly, then you must play that domino immediately. You cannot draw a domino that can be played and hold on to it. In this case, she drew a domino that had a 4. The 4 could be played, therefore she was forced to make that move. In this case, I am also forced to play the 4 domino. It is important to note that you can only play 1 domino in a turn. Notice that a double domino was played. I did not have any blank dominoes here. Therefore, I was forced to draw from the boneyard, drawing a domino that could be played. Therefore, I am forced to play it. Notice that the domino in the bottom left here being shown is a double 5. This is because we started the next subsequent round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that might have been 7 actually. Yeah, I gained 7 points there. I had the domino that corresponded to the round number. The player who first plays. So let's just talk about some more factors here. Notice how before this was a 6-6, a domino at the start of the game. Now then last round it was a 5-5 domino. Now it's a 4-4 domino. The lead double domino for the round decreases by 1 for each subsequent round. So in the next round, the lead double domino will be the 3-3. The player who possesses the lead double domino is the one who starts play. If no player has the lead double domino, players draw from the boneyard until one player obtains the lead double domino. In this case, the lead double domino is 4-4, and so I played the 4-4. I have a 4 which can help complete the chicken foot, so I will play it. Once again, a double domino has been played. The Chickenfoot must be completed. And so now we are just honestly going to speed through this. I feel that the rules have been outlined quite neatly. And so I think it's just best for us to well, notice how I do not have a double one. So I had to draw from the boneyard and I did not get any one. Notice how there was a double one and I didn't have a domino with a one. So I had to draw from the boneyard and then pass my turn since I did not draw a domino with a one. Since I ran out of dominoes, once the player runs out of dominoes, the round is complete. The player who finishes the round by emptying all their dominoes gains no points. This is because they have no dominoes in their hand. Thus, it is the most beneficial to finish the round, as that will maintain your lowest score. Notice how now the lead domino is 3-3. Each player continues drawing dominoes until they draw the lead domino. Notice how every player had to draw a domino until one player drew the 3-3 domino. Notice how every round the lead double domino decreases by 1. That is really all there is to it, and so I think it's more beneficial for us to now just play the game. Remember, a double domino is played and the chicken's foot must be completed. The chicken's foot is 4 dominoes touching the double domino. It's my turn. Chicken's foot must be completed. The chicken's foot must be completed. Now it continues. We continue going. Chicken's foot was completed here. 1, 2, 3, 4 dominoes touching the double domino. Once the chicken's foot is completed, subsequent moves can be made. Notice how no player. Now, once one player obtains 0 dominoes, every other player adds up the sum of all their dots. And so this is quite a simple game. It's very fun. And so let us just quickly sum up the rules here. Chickenfoot dominoes is played in multiple rounds, with the objective being to score the lowest at the end of all rounds to win. Each player gets 5 tiles at the beginning of each round. Each round starts with a lead double. In a game played with a double 6 domino set, the first round starts with a 6-6 domino. Subsequent rounds start with the next lower double domino, so 5-5, 4-4, and so on, all the way down to the 0-0 blank domino. The round with the 0-0 blank domino is the last round. Note that this means that if you play with a higher number domino set, you will have more rounds. If you play with a double 12 domino set, you will have more rounds than someone who plays with a double 6 domino set. If no player gets the double to start that round, then players take turn drawing 1 tile from the boneyard. The player with the highest tile draws first until one player gets the double to start that round, which is immediately played. Once the lead double is played, matching tiles are required to be played on all 4 ends of it, completing the chicken foot, before any other tile can be played. If a player cannot make a move, he or she draws 1 tile from the boneyard. If the tile can be played, then it must be played. Otherwise, the turn is passed to the next player. Note that if there are no tiles left in the boneyard, then the player simply passes their turn. If all players pass their turn and no moves can be made, the round ends instantly, and all players add up their scores, add up their dots left on their dominoes, and add them up. This is because if all 4 players pass, then all players will continue. If all 4 players pass, alright, so if there are no tiles left in the boneyard, then the player must simply pass without drawing a tile. If all 4 players pass and there are no tiles left in the boneyard, that means no tiles can be drawn which would make a valid move. Therefore, all players have no valid moves. Therefore, the round ends with all players adding up the score of their dominoes. Whenever a double is played in the game, it is a special move. This is because when a double domino is played in the game, no other tile can be played until 4 tiles are touching the double domino. The tiles are placed resembling the chicken foot, completing the chicken foot shape. Once a round ends, each player scores the total number of dots by counting the number of dots in their individual hand. At the end of the last round, where the lead domino is 0-0, after that round is completed, the player with the lowest score, adding it up from all rounds, wins. That wraps up how to play Chickenfoot dominoes.